everybody, and welcome to... Today we go over the Tails 30th Anniversary Special. Following the Sonic 30th Anniversary Special, we are now looking over the Tails 30th Anniversary Special. So, this story doesn't actually have a name. It's just Tails 30th Anniversary Special. The story is written by Ian Flynn once again. So, we kick off our story with Sonic and Tails flying to Flicky Island from Sonic 3D Blast. Bold choice of a location. So they're here because they're just here to explore the island, have some fun. Sonic thinks this is like a vacation, you know? Tails makes a mention that he hopes that all the Flicky birds like mint candy. But there's no Flickies around. It's kind of desolate, kind of lonely, and they're like, what the hell? So they're like, all right, we'll split up and we'll start looking for clues. And Tails is like, yeah, sure. And Sonic just leaves in a dust cloud. Tails notices that there's like these weird crystal formations looking around here, and some railroad tracks, which were definitely not here last time. And Tails deduces, Sonic, I think I know what happened here. This island has been attacked by Witchcart. And Sonic's like, oh no! Who? Who is this? Tails then goes on to do a little mini explanation of Tails Sky Patrol, about how he found an island that was attacked by Witchcart and her minions. They tried to conquer it, but Tails managed to beat them and save the island. Little bit of Tails Sky Patrol love there. And Tails is like, like the crystals, the rail lines, it's all the same, so she has to be behind the Flicky disappearance. Sonic's like, all right, let's go. And again, he leaves in a dust cloud, and Tails is like, oh, like leaves him alone. Nice little moment where Sonic looks at the rails, and he's like, I wonder if I could balance on those. Might need some practice with some special shoes. I'll give it a shot one day. I will give you, I'll give you that one. So then we go to the Witchcarters. They are all here. All three of these buffoons are here, and they are going after the Flickies. So we have Huckwolf. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Huckwolf. We have Berenger, and then we have Karatia. I think that's her name, Karatia. That seems about right. So they're all there. They're all going after the Flickies. Sonic shows up, stops them. And he is quickly incapacitated. Sonic, he is stuck in a crystal by Witchcart. And they do a fun thing with Witchcart in this, where she speaks in rhyme. That's how she speaks. Only speaking in rhyme. Kind of like how Mad Hatter should be, right? From Batman, he should only speak in rhyme. That's how Witchcart speaks in rhyme. So she sends the Witchcarters out, go get me more Flickies, and she's gonna take Sonic back to her lair. And Sonic's getting annoyed by the rhyming. He's like, you're gonna do that the whole what a fucking picture of Tails here. Like, that's a fucking... I'm tempted to make that the thumbnail. I really am. And Tails is like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Why didn't Sonic listen? I have to go and do everything. But you know what? He's determined. He's gonna do this. He beat the Witchcarters before. He can do it again. All he's got to do is just be smart. So, Tails then gives us a little bit of an exposition on Sonic 3D Blast. It's nice that they give you exposition on these two games, because most of the people reading this comic have no idea what the fuck these games are. But yeah, 3D Blast. We got a little 3D Blast mention there. So there you go, 3D Blast is canon, people. So Tails frees some of the Flickies. He's like, I'm gonna need all your help to beat these Witchcarters. So we go to Spring Stadium, where Huckwolf is, he's trying to get the little Flickies. He's like, it's your own fault. If when I see this guy, I just think of like Goofy, right? Like he seems like he'd have a Goofy voice, right? Like the "oh shucks," like that type of fucking voice. But he's like, like if you weren't so small and weak, this wouldn't be happening to you. And you know what? It's kind of right. I mean, fair enough. Natural selection and all that. He's kind of right. Tails picks him up, and Tails is like gonna toss him into like a little pit with like a bunch of like springs. But Huckwolf, he whistles, and his car comes and it saves him. And he's like chasing Tails with like a spike ball, and Tails is like, Plan B, time for Plan B! Help! Help! So all the Flickies start singing, and they mess his little cart up because, they're whistling, and the melody, I guess, is supposed to... This doesn't really make that much sense to me. Like, shouldn't it be a thing where it's like only when he whistles, then the car goes? But it's like, no, any music causes the car to go. That's a bit to me. This seems very, like, not logical and smart at all. But it knocks the car away and it knocks him off, and he eventually runs at Tails. He's like, I'm gonna get you. Tails just sidesteps him and he falls into the hole of springs, and he is down. Tails then takes he takes the I believe the repulsor unit from the cart, and he asks Flicky, hold this because he's gonna need it for his plan. We move to Gene Gadget Zone, where Berenger is telling all the Flickies, get the fuck in the bag. So the way they've characterized them is Hawkwolf is kind of like, he enjoys, you know, what he's doing. He takes delight in being, you know, the big bully. Berenger is fucking pissed just all the time. And Karatia couldn't give less of a fuck is kind of how they characterize them. So Tails does a spin dash to Berenger. He just bounces off him. And Berenger then gets on his little, like, his little, it's like a fucking bullet bill is what he's riding. And he goes, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I don't know if DC would appreciate you taking that. And he's fucking chasing after Tails, dude. Like, look at this man's face. Like, he is all in on killing this fucking, like, 8-year-old fox boy. Like, you're gonna fucking die. Tails is like, play it C, this dude's gonna fuck me up. So all the Flickies escape from the bag, and they start attacking Berenger, and he goes full power, and this dude's fucking nuts. But Tails planned for this, of course. It's all part of the plan. And Berenger goes flying into one of the, like, these little pipes, and he lands in some sort of liquid, and it's soundproof, so you can't hear what he's saying. I like to imagine he's calling Tails a bunch of fucking slurs. Tails then takes something from his little shark thing, and we're all goody. And now we move on to Rusty Ruins Zone. Rusty Ruins has, by the way, sidebar, the best song in 3D Blast. Okay, this is some fucking, like, I play Rusty Ruins when I'm, like, typing shit, right? Like, when I'm writing stuff. This is writing music for me. So Kariata she's like, you know, get in the cages. She couldn't care. Oh, Flicky's like, I'm not gonna do that. She sends a carrot missile at him. Tails, like, sneaks underneath her little hovercraft, but, you know, and he takes one of her carrot missiles, like the thing that shoots the carrot missiles. He takes one of those from her. She spins around like, oh, it's you. So then she starts firing at Tails, and she's like, you're gonna make me manually aim. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh no. She's like, I don't want to work this hard. She's like, could you just let me run you over? Like, she just is tired of everything. Tails just rips wires out. She goes flying over the edge, and she's like, oh, I guess I'm defeated. Oh, whatever. Okay, now, there is one problem I have with her characterization. I got no problem with the fact that it's like she's lackadaisical, couldn't give less of a fuck, right? She's just tired. It's like she's beaten. She's like, oh no, I'm beaten. No, whatever. Like, I'm fine with that. The one thing that I have a problem with her characterization is that she is described in the Sonic Encyclopedia as being flirty and doe-eyed. She launches homing carrot missiles and disorienting kisses from her flying carrot. You guys noticing something fucking missing from this? Where's the flirtatiousness and the little kisses? Now, it's even in her fucking. If you even go to, like, how her boss works, right? It's like, you know, her first attack is she launches the carrots, which we saw. Her second attack is she blows kisses at Tails. I didn't see no goddamn kisses being blown at Tails. Did you? Because I sure as hell didn't. Now, to me, this seems like a conscious effort from Mr. Ian Flynn over here to remove any flirtatious connotations, because Ian Flynn cannot write women having a fucking any flirtatious interest in anyone, unless it's another woman like Tango and Whisper. He just can't fucking do it. It's like it goes against his fucking basic code, and you're like, well, you know, it's probably Sega who mandated it. Buddy, in the encyclopedia, it says she's flirty and doe-eyed. The encyclopedia, which was written by Ian, by the way. So yeah, that's a thing that just gets on my nerves. Is it a big thing? No, but I do feel like I must point it out that he just fucking cannot write women being flirty. It goes against his basic fucking, like, his mind would blow up if he has to write a fucking romance. Like, this dude can't do it. It goes against everything. Ah, fuck. So anyway, time for Plan D, the grand finale. Tails makes some sort of gadget. It looks like a shovel. It really does look like a shovel is what he makes. And then he's got, like the rocket pack. And he's going in and he's ready to face Witch Cart. He kind of reminds me here of being, decked out, kind of like how he was in Lost World, in a way. So we move on to Panic Puppet Fortress, where Witch Cart has made she's made like, like a little monument to herself there. And she's like, just going around, singing her little rhymes. Sonic is fucking tired of her shit. She says a rhyme that is god awful. Thank God that it was on purpose, because I'm like, Ian, you cannot rhyme. But no, that was on purpose, so I'll forgive you for this one, Ian. So Witch Cart then, she starts firing her crystal at Tails. Tails manages to evade her crystals. He fires some missiles that go past her, and she's like, you missed! And he's like, well, I wasn't aiming for you. And Sonic is finally free from everything. Witch Cart starts, shooting at him, but, he dodges it. It's no big deal for this man. So Witch Cart escapes, and Tails like, she's getting away! We have to do something. And Sonic goes, we don't have to do anything. The hero has already arrived. And he looks at Tails, and it's very nice. I very much enjoy that Sonic isn't immersed, cocky of him, like full of himself enough to not realize that Tails is the hero of this adventure. This is Tails' time. Like, I do like that moment. So this is Tails. He goes after Witch Cart, and Tails, I don't know what he does. He I think what happens, okay, is she fires at him, and Tails sends it flying back at her. It's not clear to me. I believe that's what he does. He sends it firing back to her, and now she's stuck in crystal. Sonic returns. He's fleet the flickies, and Tails goes, what happened to you watching my back? I knew you had it handled. Look at that. Look at the confidence he's got in his buddy. And, Tails is like, thanks for saving the day, Sonic. Sonic goes, me? You did everything. This is your adventure, buddy. Right? And they leave. Witch Cart is stuck, frozen in crystal. Presumably for eternity, because I don't think she's ever seen again. She and the Witch Carters are left to die and starve on this fucking island. And that's it. But we saved the Flickies, so you know what? Whatever. They're bad guys. So that's it. That is the Tails 30th anniversary story. Overall, I mean, it is kind of what I thought a Tails 30th anniversary would be. Obviously, Tails is the main character. Using Tails Sky Patrol characters as the bad guys, essentially making a sequel to Tails Sky Patrol. That to me fits. Like, I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely could see that being what a Tails anniversary special would be. Bringing back all the characters from his spin-off game makes total sense. And essentially making a sequel to it. Yeah, I get that. Completely understand that aspect. Having it be Flicky Island from 3D Blast is a choice. I don't know what possessed you to have that be the locale for this story. Essentially taking two obscure Sonic games and making them the basis for this story it's definitely a choice, I would say. I'm not fully against them. I'm just like, what? I never would have thought of using Flicky Island of all things, It's like, even when Tails isn't a big part of 3D Blast, right? You just go to him and Knuckles and they give you a Chaos Emerald. They're really not a huge part of 3D Blast. So I'm like, that's a bit weird that you picked 3D Blast of all things. But there we go. That is the story. Overall, I think it's fine, right? Again, it's classic era Sonic, so we are more Saturday morning cartoon with this. Characterization for the Witch Carters, I think, is pretty good for the most part. Like I said, Huckwolf is kind of just, he delights in causing pain for others. Berenger's a mad motherfucker. And Caradia couldn't give less of a fuck, but I do hate the fact that Ian took away any flirtatiousness from her. I do hate that fact. Which Kurt being a rhymer, that's fine. That works for me. I'm a-okay with that. I am a-okay with her just being a rhyming weirdo. But yeah, and then Tails stepped up. You know, he really stepped up. I will give Ian this, though. He can write Tails very good, right? While he has definite faults with characters, he can write Tails very good. He's pretty good at writing Tails. So, you know, Ian, you were the right man for the job for this one, even though I do, again, have grievances with some plot stuff. Like, though Huck Wolf, his vehicle suddenly works whenever anyone else sings. That doesn't make a lot of sense. How Karatia was defeated, I guess, is more due to the fact that she's just lazy and she doesn't care, I guess, is more or less the fact, right? But yeah, so that's how I feel about it. I like that even though Sonic wasn't in this much, he really isn't, he's a side character in this, that he wasn't full of himself. He's like, yeah, this is your story, bud. I'm just here to help. I like that. So there we go. That is the Tails 30th anniversary special. We are continuing our anniversary special reviews, go-throughs. I'm really much enjoying this. So the next one is Amy's 30th anniversary special. So that's gonna do it for me for this one. If you've read this comic, what do you think in the comments down below? Let me know, and I will see you guys all next time.